We're under the house today. After I made that video last week, I noticed that the hot water heater, which is what this is for those of you that are not familiar with hot water heaters in the West, it sprung a leak. It was spraying water out the top where the inlet water goes. Actually, it was the outlet. Where the outlet water goes, it had rusted out and was spraying water out the top, so I had to put a new water heater in there. So good luck for the person that's buying the house. Not so much for me. About $500 for one of these units. This one in particular, because it's got to be so short sitting under the house like this. But anyhow, that was our project this week. I've also got a project that I need to do tomorrow. It is Saturday now, so tomorrow I need to put some security cameras on the house. The buyer, whom, hold on, let me get out of here. Thing lasts me 8 years, 2 months before I get ready to sell it, have a problem. But that's good for the buyer. One thing they won't have to worry about. I just put a brand new air conditioning system in it 2 years ago. I think about a year and a half ago, year and a half ago. Big, nice new air conditioning unit, so they ain't gonna have to worry about that. So the house should be in pretty good shape for them. Nothing they need to worry about. And as always, if something happens, I just take care of it. That's just the way I am. That's the way I've always been. So the people that are buying the house are known to us for several years. I've done a lot of odd jobs for them on their personal home and their businesses. Mostly electrical type stuff, but I have done some other stuff for them. They have asked me to put some security cameras on this house for them. They've given me the security cameras, but tomorrow morning, my mission is to try to get those cameras mounted, or at least get started on them. I was up in the top of the house earlier and kind of looking at what I could do for access for wires. I have 4 exterior cameras, wired cameras. One of them is going to go right up here on the bottom of this soffit. That will cover this entrance, that entrance, and all of these windows across the back side. In addition, if I angle it right across here, the field of view should pick up everything on the shop as well. So now we're out toward the front of the property. Main road out there, as you can see. They have asked that I try to put a camera right up here on the bottom of this soffit near that light. I told them I will try, but it depends on how the builder boxed in this corner. I can set it out here, but they want it to point back across these garage doors, and I understand that. But if they've got this corner boxed in, it might be a little difficult to get wires in there. But I'm not going to know until I get up there and see what I've got. But I will try to get a camera up here for them pointed down across here. That camera will cover these garage doors in the front of the shop. And we're going to put another camera right here on the bottom of this soffit. That one will point out toward the street. So we will get line of sight from property line to property line. So anything that happens out here, anybody coming into the property will be able to see it. And the next camera is going to go right up here on the bottom of this soffit. It will point right down across here, which will cover the front door and the front windows across the front of the house. So as I said, I was up in the attic earlier. So for the viewers that don't know what an attic is, in the United States, we call that space above your ceiling, unused up under the roof area there. We call that an attic. But I was up in there earlier today and scoped out the job. This camera won't be a problem. The one on the other corner won't be a problem. And the one on that back corner isn't going to be a problem. The only one I'm concerned about is this one right here. I can get from this attic into this attic, but I don't know if I can get far enough out on this corner to get a camera pointed that direction. And I won't know that till I get up in there tomorrow. But it's hot as hell up in those attics. So I need to be up in there early in the morning and get the work done before it gets too hot up there, because the later it gets in the day with that black roof, it gets really hot up there. So that'll be my mission first thing tomorrow morning. If I can get the 4 cameras mounted and just get the wires up into an accessible area, I'll call it a good day. Because beyond that, it's just a matter of running the wires over to where the receiver is going to be, and then dropping them down into the house, which is no big deal. Anyhow, I'm just going to hang out on the patio here and wait for Sompit to get off work, because that's what we do in the summertime. Hang out on the patio, drink land sharks, and listen to music. So I just wanted to try the time-lapse thing out, see how it looked with the sunset going down. Probably noticed I watered the bananas. That's something I do fairly often in the summertime. Keep in mind, those are tropical plants, so they like water, so I like showering them, giving them a bath, whatever. But yeah, Sompit's home now. We're gonna hang out here on the patio for a little while, and if anything interesting comes up, subject-wise, we will share it with you. Good morning. I got the camera mounted up here, and it was not easy getting up into this corner of that shop. I had to get into the attic here, crawl through a little hole to get into that little valley or peak between the two rooms. Crawl through another little hole to get in here, and then clear down in this corner, but I was able to get it. The problem is, two problems actually. The two cameras on the far end of the house, the wires aren't long enough, so I got to try to get some wires for this camera system. They are specific to these cameras, so I had to email the manufacturer to try to see what we need to do to get wires extensions. The other problem is I forgot. I'm supposed to go to the temple today. I forgot we had an event down there. So I cut this project short, did not get any of the other cameras mounted. I'll figure out what we need to do for these wires and then get back in it probably next weekend now, because I'm not going to have wires for at least a week. So yeah, well, but this was the one I was worried the most about getting to. Didn't imagine the wires would be too short on the other ones because my house ain't that big, but they are. So we'll just have to get some extensions and we'll get it taken care of. So we're going to head down the temple here in a few minutes, and we get down there. If there's anything exciting going on there, we'll be sure to share it with you.